Hi, it's Marcel with Guaranteed Rate, and it is mid-July, and what a crazy real estate market, mortgage market we're in right now. So I wanted to kind of go through some of the finer points so that you know what some of the great benefits are right now and some of the hurdles and challenges really that everyone is facing. So first off, let's talk about some of the good things. Number one, interest rates are absolutely phenomenal. We're talking about historic lows here, which means that if someone is interested in buying a home, in refinancing a property, really the opportunity has never been better in order to get an incredibly low interest rate, which is certainly something that's very positive, kind of a silver lining on the overall world situation that's going on. But let's talk about some of the negatives. With interest rates being that low, it literally means that everyone out there right now is probably in a position to or already in the process of trying to do a refinance. That has put an incredible amount of volume into the mortgage industry. In addition to that, people that have been cooped up because of COVID over the last few months, well, oftentimes they are now looking at where it is that they've been living. Have they been living in a place without, let's say, an office or without a backyard that they like? Did they feel too cramped? So you have a lot of people now who have really begun to reconsider how they've been living, and now they are selling their homes and moving to other properties. So the amount of mortgage applications year over year from 2019 to 2020 literally is up 33%. So 2019 was already a year where literally we were busting at the seams from volume. This year we can add an additional 33% to that, and the mortgage industry just is not prepared or capable of handling that type of volume. So now let's talk about some of the things that you can do in order to make your transaction a little bit easier and a little bit more smooth for really everyone involved. Number one is, if you are home shopping, you do need to make sure that you actually get pre-approved before you go out to find a property. Why is that important? Because literally with the amount of people that are currently trying to buy homes, inventory on the seller side is very low, and that means there's a high probability that you're going to end up being in a multiple offer situation. What does that mean? It means that the house that you love enough in order to make an offer on that property probably has another 3, 4, 5, 6 families that are all making offers on that same property. And so if you don't have that pre-approval letter, literally the listing agent, the seller, they're going to discount your offer and not even consider it. So make sure that you do actually have a pre-approval letter when you're making an offer. Step number two is make sure that whatever loan officer you're working with reaches out to the seller and lets them know that the offer that is being extended by you has had all of the documentation reviewed. That means that they have reviewed your income, your assets, your tax returns, your credit, and that you're a very highly qualified buyer. It is so important to let the listing agent know that communications are going to happen at a very high level, and that again is going to increase the likelihood that your offer is accepted. So with that, you do want to make sure that you turn in all of your documentation to the mortgage company. I can tell you it is almost a hurry up and wait scenario right now because of the volume that's going on. Let me explain that. Again, at the beginning of this video, we kind of talked about all the volume that was currently coming in. That means that you need to be prepared that whenever the processing department reaches out to you and they're asking for updated information, whether it is updated pay stubs, bank statements, let's say you turned in your bank statements and you didn't turn in all pages, they may ask for that information. Make sure that you cooperate very, very quickly, because while it may take processing a couple days to get to you, when they do have your file on their desk and they're asking those questions, that means that the quicker you can get them the information, the quicker that your loan will be submitted to underwriting and receive that conditional and then that full credit approval. So it's very important that you go through those steps. So right now, again, it is a great time as a seller to sell a home. With the lack of inventory, people are really receiving top dollar from on their homes, and so it's a great time as a seller. As a buyer, interest rates are absolutely phenomenal. So if you can take advantage of the interest rates, either through a refinance or purchasing another property, it definitely is a good time to act. But keep in mind that literally the volume that's out there right now has slowed the entire process. So that means that loans are going to take longer in processing. They're going to take longer in underwriting. The appraisers right now are absolutely getting buried, so appraisals are taking longer. Title companies are handling not just obviously obviously the purchase volume, but the refinance volume as well. So the ability to actually have title companies be able to schedule you is also going to be diminished. So keep all of this in mind when you're going through the process. When you're scheduling your closing, try to not have the moving truck scheduled at 8 o'clock in the morning on the day of closing. Give yourself a couple extra days, because if you are planning for everything to go perfectly, which it typically does, and then there's any delay in either processing, underwriting, closing, appraisal, any of the facets that are out there that all have to come together in order for a closing to happen, if there's any delays there at all, literally your closing could potentially be pushed back a day or two. And if you're not accommodating for that and you have that moving truck there, you're really setting yourself up for a lot of stress, which is easy to avoid. Just plan on closing the home and then not moving for a couple days, and literally you are going to save yourself so much stress and agony throughout the entire process. But in any case, if you have any questions on this, please just let me know. I'm Marcel with Guaranteed Rate. Best number to reach me is 972-672-3246. Stay safe and call me if you need me. Thanks. Bye.